So Wild, I started right after university, and it was a weird mix of ideas. So for my graduation show, the theme was feral, which means wild. And I didn't have any good ideas for the show, but I liked the idea of like, what does wild mean? And I did a lot of studies with, I did a lot of child psychology kind of work or research when I was in university. And it was always really intriguing to me that children kind of needed to be tamed to fit into society. You know, when you first get a kid, they don't want to wear socks and they'll scream about it. And when does that change happen where we become really rational, even though our feelings might be like, I really am uncomfortable, but I just bear with it because I'm a human, I'm an adult, I'm not an animal, I don't show my distaste like that. And I also was kind of thinking about people who didn't really fit into society, because society is a very strange thing. It doesn't really make sense for a lot of people to live in a certain standard. And it was kind of a book where I almost felt bad for children a lot of the times, that we have to tell them all these things that doesn't make sense to them right now, or maybe will never really make sense to them. And it was kind of crazy that it did so well, and it was my first book, but there's also kind of like a worry about that too, if I can make something that people will connect with as well. And also, like, if I want to experiment with style, it's kind of hard to, because people really like that kind of feel of the book, but I've been doing that for so long, I don't know if I can draw buildings or anything anymore. So the technique, I did it through like pencil, and I create all the kind of gradients and the textures using just pencil. So I do that first, and then really afterwards I put it onto the computer and multiply tool that pencil layer, and I really just color it in like a coloring book. I use textured brushes and I can just color it, and but I put a lot of pencil marks so you can't see the digital brush too much.